Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited to continue this journey with you. Last week, we focused on the connection between health and wealth, how optimizing your energy, managing stress, and providing self care fuels your success. That session was very powerful because when you take care of yourself, you gain the clarity and stamina to set and achieve your biggest goals. Today, we're building on that by diving into clarity, confidence, and vision, the foundation for setting goals that truly stick. Now, many women entrepreneurs set goals, but few achieve them. Why? Because they lack clarity, self doubt, and no real strategy. But that changes today. I'm excited to have Alyson MacLeod back with us. Alyson is a 7-time best-selling author and expert in helping women move past limiting beliefs to create unstoppable success. She's going to kick us off by helping us to gain clarity and confidence in our goal-setting process. Alyson, take it away.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. Again, so honored to be here because this topic of clarity and confidence is it's like the secret weapon for us women to be successful as entrepreneurs. And when you have that clear vision, when you have that confidence to be able to step forward and the ability to execute what you need, you can achieve anything, really. And together in this wonderful community, we lift each other up to be able to do that. So when we break down these wonderful 3 key areas that Charlotte brought up, which is awesome, right? Because you look at your defining your clear goals, aligning them with who you are, right? What is that confidence factor? And also visualization. And we've talked about this before, right? And I'll start with visualization because when you start with that and you know who you are and what your identity is, then your goals will align with you and they won't feel so far off or unachievable. Right. And we do want you to stretch yourself a little for sure, because we know there's more potential in you that you do, because we do that for each other. So we want you to make sure that you are really visualizing and using that as a powerful tool, right? Top entrepreneurs use it. Athletes use it. I remember watching Dennis Rodman once and someone said, "Oh, you're just listening to yourself play." And he's like, "No, I'm visualizing how I can be better than I was the game before, right? I'm listening to the game. Oh, he did this. So he fouled. He did that, right? Which he did rarely. But when he did, he's like, I need to be better this game than I was the last game. And that's what he was visualizing before he hit the court. Well, it's the same with entrepreneurship, right? We are visualizing what we want to be. If you are, starting out and you're like, oh, I'm just going to be a coach. Well, just by saying just a coach, what does that mean for you, right? Because words have power. So when you're visualizing these things towards setting your goals, then you really want to sit back and go, okay, every day I'm going to look at who I need to be. What's my identity once I reach my goals? If I want to be a millionaire, wow, do I do the same things I do now? Do I dress the same? Do I look the same? Do I act the same? And it's not that you're going to be somebody totally different, but part of you is, because you're going to step into a better version of yourself while you are doing this, right? So if you take 5 minutes in the morning, and we talked about this in the first session about what you're grateful for, right? What is that picture of who you are and what you're doing and who you're doing it with? You get to choose all of that now. You're in the driver's seat, right? It's not show up 9 to 5, do this, do that, don't do this, don't talk to that person, right? You can do what you want to do. And it's taking those actions towards your goals with what you visualize. So if you start there, it gives you a lot of clarity, because then when you go back to sitting down and saying, okay, I want to define my very clear goals and what's aligned with me getting to that goal I want to achieve, then you bring it back and say, okay, right? You can't just say, I want to make money, right? A lot of people do that, or they go, oh, I want to get to 10K a month. Well, we've taught people get to $1 million and then you'll have $10,000 a month in passive income, right? As part of your goal. But then who do you need to be and what actions do you need to take quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily that's going to get you to that goal, right? And you visualize yourself doing these actions, getting up in the morning, being happy and thankful and grateful, and then moving into what that breakdown is going to look like, right? You don't want to just say, I will generate 100K in revenue this year in coaching services. Again, even like what Napoleon Hill says, what is your defined, if it's 100K, when is the date you're going to get that by? What are you going to do as your identity strengthens to be able to step into that goal for that person that you're becoming, right? Who are you helping? What are you doing? Right? In the publishing space, right? I will publish my book by Q3. Excellent. But why are you doing that? And when are you doing it in Q3? Are you doing it the first month, second month, or third month? Right? And then what do you need to do for promotion? What time do you need to take for yourself where you're writing the book? Right? If you visualize these things as they are attached to your goal, it becomes easier. It becomes more aligned with who you are. So when we talk about the confidence factor and overcoming fear and imposter syndrome, in this wonderful little book, the first book I was in with Miss Charlotte, in the Success Principles, it talked about from fear to fabulous. And I want to read you a quote from Marianne Williamson. She says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful and beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us, right? Because we know the darkness. We could go to the negative. With everything happening in the world right now, we could say, oh my gosh, 2025 is going to be so hard. Look at the doom and gloom. We can always go there, right? Our brain naturally seems to go, what if? But if we stop that and say, okay, I have my aligned goals for my world, and what do I want to achieve, who I want to help, how I want to do that, we're overcoming that fear that we place upon ourselves. Right? And that's what we're here to do too. We're here to help you say, hey, okay, what brought about the fear? Was it something someone brought up? Right? Like we talked yesterday, we don't watch the news. I won't sit down and watch the news for an hour, right? Because you're just getting bombarded with negative stuff. I haven't done that in years. I'll catch up a little bit or, ask my son what's going on in the world. He gives me a little blurb and then I'm good. Because if I sat down and went through all the negative, then it does look like you won't be able to make money, right? The economy is about to tank. Oh my gosh, countries are back and forth. So stay away from that if you can, right? Detox yourself from the negative, from what's happening in all of that type of stuff, because that also festers that imposter syndrome, right? Well, she's better than I am. This coach, look what she's doing over here. Instead of looking at it in a negative, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be like her. No, you're not. And that's the beauty of this. You have an incredible genius inside of you and an amazing knowledge and experience you can bring to the world that's only yours to bring. And that's what we want you to do this year. If that's what you want, and that's how you're going to align your vision and your goals to be able to step into that power and that genius that you already hold within you from your soul, that's amazing. But then you have to let go of the outside noise and you have to be focused to be able to achieve those goals, right? And you need to start showing up as the best version of you. And once you start doing that, right, knowing that just start. We started absolutely, totally imperfectly. Right? We stumbled, we fell on our face. I mean, I said, oh my gosh, Charlotte, my first podcast, it's like, I don't even know if that even sounded good, right? Because I was so hard on myself, right? And that was like 3-4 years ago. And she's like, no, you did great. Because we need that feedback too as we go along. Because as we grow, you're stepping into something that's uncomfortable. But if you learn to be uncomfortable moving forward, that comfort level in that uncomfortableness, which kind of sounds like an oxymoron, is wonderful and it's exhilarating. And you learn to be in flow and you learn to do the next steps and get to the next place in your iteration of who you are. Because none of this is going to get you to your goal if you don't become the person that steps into it, right? And you need that big vision. If you just say, I want to get to 10K months, it may take you 2 years to get to 10K months. But if you say in this year, oh, I'd like to be a millionaire, that kind of sounds way out there. Okay, there's your way out goal. There's your big, hairy, audacious goal that you're going to get. So now bring it down, right? Well, I only have to make X number a month. Whew, okay, still looks like a big goal, but doable. Why? Because there's a lot of coaches doing it, right? So that's another thing. If you're looking at another coach and you're trying to compare yourself, because we all do at some point, step back and say, okay, what is she doing right that I want? What do I want to see, right? She's doing this right. She's getting people and butts in the seats, and they're signing up. And, I have a coach friend who did $103,000 last month, and she's like, yeah, I knew it was going to come. I knew I wanted to do it. And I just set that focus. And now who do I need to be and what do I need to do it? And she just did it. And literally 7 days before the end of the month, she only had $40,000 in. And then by the end of the month, she had 103,000, right? But she never lost faith in who she was, what she wanted to accomplish, and to have the right people jump in on her programs. So it all comes together, and really in looking at what you want to align yourself with your goals, write them down, find out exactly what you want to do when. And if it is, I want, just to do this part-time, I want $10,000 a month. Well, then do the numbers backwards, right? That's one exercise we do, within Wealthy Women University. We'll sit down with you and go, okay, what do you want to make? How do you need to bring it back down? Do you want the same amount of money every month? Do you want to start a little smaller and then get bigger? How do you want that to play out? Because that's all part of your strategic plan too, that has to align with your defined goals and who you are and what you want to do, right? If you don't want to become a multimillionaire, that's okay. The potential is there, but whatever you want to do this year that keeps you safe, we're going to stretch it a little bit. But we're going to do it in love. We're going to do it from the comfort of, who you are and your genius and where we can help you get to be able to really sit down and say, hey, yes, I did this year. I have a thriving business. And whatever that is defined by you is okay. But you have to step into and grow in that year to be able to do that. And it's not difficult because a lot of us have done it. But we need you to know that, yeah, there's things you have to do. There's activities you have to do every day. There is a mindset that you have to carry with you every day because the potential and possibilities there. You have to let it in. You have to want it to come in. And then you have to do the things that are going to allow it to come in. And that's the part of the manifestation, is you seeing and believing who you are, what you have to do, and who you need to become to do that. And then step into that little by little, step by step, big smile on your face, looking gorgeous as always, and really know this is what you want, right? I'm hoping all that made sense.
Absolutely, Alyson. That was so incredible. And I know there's, different women, of course, they have all of these different goals. And that's what I love that you shared, that you have to pretty much believe that you can achieve it and be willing to do those things sometimes that are uncomfortable so you can get comfortable. But what I want to do right now is really help everyone to put this into action with a very powerful goal setting framework. Of course, it's the SMART goals method. And so number one, of course, some of you may have already heard of the SMART goals method, but I just want to share it with you so that you can start implementing this today. And so the first one is S. It starts, with that S, which is specific. And what it is you need to know exactly, like Alyson mentioned, you need to know exactly what you want to achieve. Get very, very detailed with it and have deadlines, dates, all of the specifics around that. The second thing you want to do is, which stands for measurable. How will you track your progress? You need to figure out whether, if you are like myself or like Alyson as well, you're someone that likes to write it on paper and then also have it on your Google Calendar, because I do both, because, technology is of course where a lot of us get most of our data from. And so we like to track it that way as well. Number 3 is A for achievable. You need to set a challenge, but keep it realistic. Alyson had mentioned before having the realistic timestamps and dates earlier on in this session, being again specific about that. R is for relevant. That's number 4. Does this align with your long-term vision? Does it? You might have a long-term vision, but again, you got to break those long terms into smaller parts so that you can make it to where it's achievable and it doesn't look like it's all out of reach. Alyson had mentioned that before. And number 5 is T, which is time. Again, being time bound, setting that clear deadline. Example, instead of saying I want more clients, a SMART goal would be I will enroll 5 new high ticket clients in my coaching program by March 31st, 2025. That is more of an example of what we're talking about when we talk about SMART goals. Then next, you're going to break your big goals into manageable daily tasks. Now, if your goal is to, going back to what Alyson mentioned, if your goal is to launch a book, your daily tasks might be writing for 30 minutes, networking with authors, or outlining your market plan. So that may look different for each one of you, depending on the project that you're working on, but you want to have small, consistent actions that will actually help you to create those massive results over time. So, I'm going to challenge each and every one of you that are tuning in with us and those that are going to be listening to this replay. Let's make a commitment today. No more vague goals, no more procrastination. Just get clear, confident action. And that's how we are going to have each and every one of you achieving your goals, working together, collaborating together, and holding each other accountable. So now what I want to do is open the floor for questions and discussions. And I want to ask you, what's been your biggest challenge when it comes to setting and achieving your goals? How do you stay motivated when challenges arise? And then do you struggle more with clarity, confidence, or consistency? Go ahead and drop your questions in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself because we definitely want to hear from you so that we can help you get unstuck.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that, ladies, something you said too is we do write it down. We're old school, but we use Google because when you're on Google Calendar, you can time block, right? And if it's there, and I'm very visual, so everything's different color coded. So I know, purple came up, I got to do this. Green came up, I got to do that. So that helps you too, to go, oh my gosh, okay, I'm right in the middle of yellow and I haven't done any of that yet. Okay, I got to stop what I'm doing and refocus and get back in. And time blocking works really good if you actually allow it to work for you. So that is just one of our little tricks and tips that we share.
Absolutely. Do we have any questions? I'm checking in the chat right now.
I was just wondering, because you said that you might have heard about SMART goals. I never heard of SMART goals. And then when you talk about so going to the class, there's like so many categories. I mean, is there like a real place to just start at, or, because there's just a lot. There's like so much. I don't know.
Are you talking about, Lisa, are you talking about in our Wealthy Women University classes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw on the tab, we have our classroom and very first thing you'll start seeing, our team is actually updating, but the very first place you want to start is the first it's called Foundations. It's right in, when you look at the tab inside Wealthy Women University, you'll see like the tabs are like calendar, classroom, community. You'll see the classroom tab. When you click on classroom, you'll see all of the different courses in there. Yeah, but you start with the very first one, and our team is actually updating it as well. But that's the starting point, is the first you know, and also we have like different categories in there. So and different gyms that I always say start with the gyms that I'm dropping in there. You'll see the tab as well, because whatever your current situation is, like I just dropped something in there where you could, you know, start generating your first 1,000. I mentioned about if you're looking to generate, you know, $1 million, like if you're looking to get funding, if you're looking to get grants, you know, different types of options that are in there. So based on your current situation, your current challenge that you may be or just something specific you want to work on for the week, you or for the month, you just pick that, because the way how it is, everyone in the community is at different levels, and so it's going to apply based off of the level where you want to start at. But again, in the classroom where we have the very first, I like to say, module is where you want to start, and then look at the gym, Charlotte's gyms in there, you know, if you really want to fast track on the stuff that you're most pressing, if you will.
So clear, confident, and action. I was trying to figure out. Let me see. I mean, when you were asking what was holding you, I mean, it's not that it's holding me back. It's like I'm coming into my alignment to start moving forward, to get on the escalator that's taking me up into this land of can't wait to share to the world everything for women. You know what I do? When you say that when you say through like wealthy women, that is there a course coming up, or is there like a camp or something coming up when you say what you'll be learning? You know what I mean? So, because I get confused with this part of it and what we'll be learning. Is there something else that's going to happen that's going to help this next part of me?
She wants to know if it's anything else coming up. We do have different levels to our programs. We have, of course, different retreats coming up. We have our conference coming up. We have workshops coming up, depending on what level you're at. We have a ton of valuable resources in our university, of course, because this, for a lot of people, we found that a lot of people are working on 9 to 5s and 11 to 7s, and a lot of times, so people are on a budget, and so we want to add value to your lives, and it's our hope that as you see that we're adding all of this value, that you'll raise your hand and say, you know, hey, I want to get more one-on-one support, or I want to get more accountability, or I want to do some group coaching. Can you share with us what that looks like? So it's like we do have different levels to our programs, you know, because again, it's tailored to helping different women in our communities are at different levels. We have some that are at 5 figures. We have some that are at 4 figures. We have some that are at 6, 7, and even 8 figures, you know, that are growing with us at the same time. So it's just a matter of, in order for us to help, you know, anyone that's tuning in, we have to know where you are so we can help you get to where you actually want to be or need to be, I like to say, at the same time as well.
So I'm in the 7-figure subject and I'm ready to take off. So, I mean, I've been collecting, I have so much stuff, and it's like, I mean, what do you even say? It's like just ready to just boost out of me. It's ready to go. So the group coaching part would be interesting, and the one-on-one. I mean, because I see these retreats and you meeting people and stuff like that on your Facebook thing, but I was like, how does that even happen? How do you even get aware of that? I follow you a lot, but I don't know, because those are the things that are in your neighborhood, I guess.
Wow. So that is such a great question, because a lot of times we were actually doing a lot of our, because we have events that are in person, but we also have events that are not, like, say, locally here, like in Somerville or in Charleston, where like a lot of our community of women that are at different levels in our program, they have access to that because they are in our programs. A lot of times, if you're not in a specific program, you don't know about it. And it's funny you mentioned about Facebook, because Facebook, sometimes the algorithms, you miss out on a lot of the information that we are sharing within our community. That's why we moved over, and we're slowly moving over to school, because we want to make sure that that you aren't missing anything that we're wanting to share with you. At the same time, for those of you who want to, of course, get on our text messaging system where you can get information sent right to your phone, you'll be able to have access to us that way. And you can always call our office and learn more about what we're doing as well. So yeah, absolutely. But we can I can have our team send you over information about the group coaching and the personal one-on-one coaching as well.
Well, it's because it's everything that I have ready for packages and stuff like that. It's just how do I get it? I mean, and so I'm excited. I mean, I'm looking forward to our meeting. And
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because see, that's the other thing. So much information that all of these all of you amazing women have, and it's like now we're showing you how to actually package it up digitally and physically. If you want to do that, a package is sent to people. If you want to start a subscription plan where having people sent something on a monthly basis, whether it's you can do that digitally, as well as having physical products that people can have on a monthly basis sent to them as well, using your branding and all of that. So we're getting into a lot of that. We're already working. We've been doing this now for over 28 years with a lot of our clients. And, because if you're holding all of this information in, how many people are missing out on having the transformation that they could be having? Definitely looking forward to helping you with getting your courses and programs packaged up for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't wait.
I'm excited add to that.
Yeah,
we're excited for you to get going, Lisa. We know what and that's it. And with school, like Charlotte said, we can start putting things in there as we're putting them together, and everything will be in one spot for whatever level you're ready at, right? We don't want to inundate everybody and just say, here's everything, right? So we want you to apply what it is you're learning, and then that one-on-one is great, because if you need to go a little quicker, we can help you do that. So we're here to support you through that whole journey. But we are gonna, now that you've put it out there, we're gonna help you get going.
okay.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, it is a ton of information, but it's like, it's not just information, it's proven information. There are a ton of people that put information out there, but the things that we're sharing is proven. We've already done it. Our clients are, of course, doing it. And so it's the implementation so that you can achieve your goals. You probably know this already. I am like super results driven. That's just me. I can put out a ton of information, but in order for us to be able to help people like we want to help, it's like it has to be implemented. We know that what we're sharing works. We can happily send you a ton, and in fact we posted in the community like different results that we're having. And if you are someone that's already in our community or have worked with us, make sure you share your wins in the community. If you've already published a book with us, share it in the community. If you've already launched your business with us, we've helped you done anything, just share it in the community, because that is inspiring for others to see that what we're actually sharing with you, how we've actually worked with you, at the same time that it actually does work. And so we want to make sure each and every one of you are sharing your wins with us, so that other women will be motivated and inspired to take action on their dreams and goals at the same time as well.
Absolutely. And we want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate all you amazing women who, even if you think, oh, it's just a little thing, right? Put it in there. So Charlotte and I can celebrate you, and all the women can say, oh my goodness, this is wonderful, because we know every little step means something closer to that big goal you want to achieve.
So I'd like to be part of this documentary then.
Yes, we're excited
It's an
about
amazing
that.
star, because
Yes.
Charlotte, we're going to celebrate in February. We're going on our fourth year. But I mean, she picked me up from scraps. Me up from the. I mean, I didn't even know I had it in me, and here I am, 4 years later. But within 2 years, I had 4 books. So, and that was with her. Of course, Unstoppable Women being a big part of it, which blew me away, just to be an unstoppable woman at the time when, again, I had nothing, but stepping out and being with other anthologies with different authors, not just with hers, is what was the more of my rising star part, because she gave me the fuel and the empowerment that I didn't even know it was in. I had next on the list, I had told her I had journaled about it. And it was funny because after I read that part of the journal, the next day, her and I were signing papers. So it just really blew me away. And that's why I am really like, good documentary. I am now really ready, and we're elevating, and it's just going to be so crazy when this breaks out. So to whoever's watching, watch, because it's going to be good.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, we have these documentaries, and that's why. In fact, Alyson and I, we just finished wrapping up, like outlining our upcoming, all the way through to 2026, our events and everything that are coming up. And a lot of our women, like you, Lisa, will get an invitation to come and actually speak at our Wealthy Women Growth Con this year, as well. And then our retreat, we're actually going to have that in June as well. So June and December, we're having we're having the retreat, and December we're having the Wealthy Women Growth Con. And then 2026, we're doing a cruise in March for our wealthy women. It's going to be a writer's retreat in June. Absolutely. It's going to be a writer's retreat in Myrtle Beach this year. And everybody will be notified. If you're in our school community, you will be notified. If you're already a current client or past client, you will get notifications about it. If you're following us on social media, how the algorithms are going, of course, sometimes it gets a little tricky. You may miss something, but if you're in the community, you will definitely know about it. And if you're on our text message system, or like I said, if you're ever hesitant about whether we have something going on, you can always call our office as well, and we'll get all of the details to you. But we're excited about it for sure.
We are. But that's it, right, ladies? We were setting our goals through the end of 2026. Well, we're at the beginning of 2025, but we know who we need to be to step up to help all you women achieve your greatness. So that's what you have to do sometimes, and get excited about it. We're excited about it.
You scale a calendar to prepare the year. You know what I mean? I'm just on monthly, but how do you prepare the calendar the way you have set it up for a whole year?
You just do it. Go ahead, Alyson.
Well, I mean, we started with what could we do this year to, we still wanted to get together again for Wealthy Women Growth Con. And we thought, well, let's do something sooner, right? Because those who want to write a book, let's do a writing retreat. Let's get together and really see what we can do. And then we thought, well, why don't we do it every quarter for 2026? Because we can then get more women in, because you can't have 100 women in a house in Myrtle Beach. So it's like, okay, then what are we going to look at to do to help everybody achieve their goals? Right. And we may we can do, like Charlotte said, instead of in person, we'll do workshops online and different retreats online during the year as well. But it's the big ones, again, getting back in person while everyone else is going, hey, everyone's doing things virtually. Let's just stick virtually. We want to build that community again. We want you to be here and to really achieve your goals. And for us, it was like, yeah, we get energy with you, with other people in the room, and talking about what we know and experiences from what you have, I think is just going to be really amazing. And then we just sat down and went, what about this date? What about that date? Well, that's Father's Day. Okay, next weekend, right? You just sit down and you talk it out and talk about it and pick what works for you and what aligns with the goals you want to achieve. Does that make sense, Lisa?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first goal, so I got to achieve this part first.
Yes, and we love our Google calendars because I mean it just you have to schedule time even for yourself. I schedule on my Google calendar when I'm getting getting my hair done, when I'm doing my meditation, when I'm doing my exercising, when I'm actually with coaching clients. So just scheduling everything that you need to have done, and those things that it's like, okay, I have this class that I'm going to teach on this specific time. Sometimes it's like you don't even have to have like, oh my gosh, I'm going to invite out to all these people. Just pop on Facebook or pop on a YouTube, because that's our main focus this year. We really want people to really start focusing on your YouTube channels. And then we have films that we are doing the documentary series, and definitely are pitching our documentary series to like Netflix and a whole lot of other ones that we are going to be sharing. But the women in our community will have an opportunity to be a part of our documentary series, to be a part of everything that we're doing. And that's really exciting, getting to know all of the different women coming from different walks of life. And it's like I started out in corporate working on a 9 to 5, and some days I would work an 11 to 7. And so as you're seeing everything in our community, you'll see that everything that's being posted is from our life lessons that you got to figure. I've been doing this now for over 28 years, and there's still programs and products that I have not even released yet, because I have so much over the years that I have already written. Because my superpower, if you don't know it by now, is publishing. And I've always been, really when it comes to writing, I've been able to land like so many corporate deals and so many clients from different walks of life, some that are small business, some that are, $1 million plus business. And so it's just about using your skills to then saying like, hey, like we talked about originally in our first session, we talked about what is that one thing that you're great at. You're using that one great thing, but then you're building, we call it, the cash machine. Publishing is my cash machine, but it's also a way for me to impact so many people's lives, and then having me be able to show others how to do that. So yes, there are a lot of my competitors that were in the publishing space when the publishing space started shifting. While they were panicking, I was just staying focused on what matters the most. And that's still helping people to get their stories out, to help them use their stories to grow their business, at the same time as well. And so although I have my publishing company, I have they work together, other businesses, because I have 5+ businesses. And so when you connect it, the whole Wealthy Women Soulful Living Blueprint, you'll be able to then have all of your businesses, if you choose to have more than one business. Because to me, if you're an author and you're speaking on stages, those are two different businesses. And so and if you are an author and you're speaking, and then you're more than likely coaching, that's your third business. And so you have all of these different businesses and they're intertwined together, but they're all working and they're working passively. And if you're having these, I call them assets that you've already created, then that's how you're having passive income. So while my competitors were just focusing on, oh my gosh, this is going on, that's going on, it was just my goal to really just help more women be able to get on more stages, whether that's virtually or in person, put their coaching programs together, whether that's virtually or in person, getting everything put together, writing more books, a series of books based on your expertise, based on your stories that will actually help you to achieve those goals that you're having. And that to me is really powerful, because now that you're earning revenue off of Amazon, or you're getting people to buy your books from Barnes and Nobles, or you're getting people to buy the books where you get 100% of the profits from off of your website, then you can take this money that you're making, the money that you're collecting, then you can reinvest in your real estate. You can have that. You can start investing in real estate with as little as $10, as little as $10. And you can have this money working for you passively. You can have stocks that you are investing in with all of these different major companies that you can invest in. So I don't care if you just took $20. I don't care if you took $10 and you're investing into it. Do something so that you can start building your assets and building your legacy, because when you're no longer here, you're able to have this, your family, even your communities that you're building, you can leave things for them when you're no longer here. So your legacy continues. When you're writing a book, that's legacy, because people are still able to get information from you and still be able to implement it when you're not here. So I know I got a little bit off there, but I just want you ladies to know and understand that this is bigger than it's bigger than ourselves, and so it's so important for you to be implementing what we're sharing, because if you want to get to 7 figures and beyond, I can give you all the information all day long. Alyson can give you all of the information all day long. Our team can give you all the information all day long. But until you sit down and start implementing, nothing is going to move for you. So we want you to implement so you can, again, start achieving those goals, because no one should be struggling with making the type of income that they need to have to provide for their families. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, there should not be an issue for you achieving that. All you need to do is implement, stop talking and start doing.
Agreed. And we talked about this yesterday, because we had some clients who we were talking about having that wealth mindset as opposed to a lifestyle mindset. Because, we even had some potential clients that said, well, they couldn't afford to jump in and coach with us, but she was all excited because she just went and bought a Louis Vuitton bag. Well, you're living a lifestyle that your pocketbook can't support right now. But if you took that time to improve yourself, get the coaching, it will not take you a long time to get to the point where you can have that lifestyle that's conducive to your wealth mindset. But you have to be willing to put in the work. And it doesn't mean, we want you to hustle and grind and work 15 hours a day, because we have the program that says, no, you don't do that. But we will help you and make sure you go step by step to realize your dreams and realize that lifestyle while you're still, like she said, building wealth. And if it's 10, 15, 20 bucks a month into something that gets you at least dipping your toe in the water to say, wow, look, this is my investment. It's just that, again, words have power. So as you're seeking clarity, it's clarity to the wealth mindset that's going to help you build your business and move that needle forward, so you have that lifestyle you can live without breaking the bank to get there. And that's, one of our big goals is to help you, like she said, put that Wealthy Women Soulful Living blueprint together, which encompasses your whole life, because you can't just work and then go back to a life that isn't conducive and in alignment. So we're going to help you get all of that in alignment to be able to go forward and have the life of your dreams, because everything is possible. You just sometimes need that blueprint to be able to get there.
Absolutely. Does anyone have any questions? I'm checking in the chat, Alyson. Thank you so much for that. I just want to make sure there are no questions. Also, for those of you that are tuning in to the replay, be sure to leave your comments below and be sure to make sure you're in the community. If you are, depending on where you are actually watching this, you can get into our community by going to wealthywomenuniversity.com, and you can get all of your burning questions, all of the access to our courses, training that's well over $12,000 in value. We are super excited to be adding value to more women entrepreneurs' lives. Do you have any questions before we close out? Because this was an absolutely powerful session, and I just want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you, Alyson, for always adding more value to our community. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up for your vision. But here's the challenge for the week too, as well. Write down your top 3 business or financial goals for 2025. Also choose one actionable step you'll take this week to move closer to one of those goals, and then share your goal in our community forum for accountability. It's so important for us to hold each other accountable. Next week, we'll take this a step further, and we'll talk about turning these goals into actionable wealth strategies. And because setting goals is just the first step, building wealth requires execution. And I know you've heard us talking about this already today, but each and every one of you are an unstoppable visionary. I want you to keep showing up, taking action, and believing in your success. And we can't wait to see what you accomplish within our community and outside of our community as well. So with that being said, if no one has any questions, we just want to thank each and every one of you again, and we will see you all next week. Bye for now.
Have a great week.